The GB4 Championship, partnered by the BRDC, has attracted returning drivers, as Jack Taylor we heard from a moment ago, but lots of new drivers and new teams, including ADM Motorsport, who are fielding a one-car team at the moment, with Jason Pribble, who's come all the way from the States to race in the championship this year, and I also caught up with him before qualifying yesterday. Down at Team ADM now with Jason Pribble, another one of our drivers from abroad. Jason, tell us about where you've come from and your racing experience up until now.
Yeah, so it's been, I think this is my 5th year in car racing, although I should know that by now. And 2nd year internationally racing in the UK. Last year I raced Formula Ford with United Formula Ford and made the move up to F4 this year.
You say you'd raced in it, you raced fairly successfully as well, 2nd in the championship I believe, taking a lot of podiums and wins. Is that going to help you into this season in GB4?
I think getting used to the car has been one step of the process, a lot of testing, and that's been the biggest jump so far. For me, I think the Formula Ford will translate most when it comes to the race time. The starts, the racing, the passing, the battling that happens in Formula Ford is incomparable to any formula I think out there, and so that's where I think I'll excel the most right now.
And you've had a lot of single-seater experience, not just in Formula Fords in the UK, but also in the US as well.
Yeah, my first season in cars was actually a single-seater, similar to this, but a little bit older spec and higher downforce, just different configuration. I've spent a lot of time in Formula Fords as well, and just some other prototype-esque cars and testing like that in USF 2000 machinery as well.
It's a big step for an American driver to come across the pond here to the UK. It's your 2nd year doing so. What attracts you over here?
Yeah, it's certainly a big commitment, but it feels like the right decision to make every time I look at this. The professionalism around the paddock is one thing, and then the competition that you see, especially in GB4 this year, is unmatched. And if I'm going to be racing in anywhere, it's going to be the most competitive place, and I feel like it's GB4 right now.
So it's clearly a good decision about your career as well. And let's talk about your career. Have you got aspirations to race anywhere in the future?
Absolutely. My main goal, definitely as a first-generation driver, is to make a living out of racing, and part of racing GB4 is being a part of the British GT package and being part of the paddock that surrounds all the big teams in England, and showing my strengths and showing my ability. So wherever I end up next year, I'm sure it's going to be as a result of what I do this year.
Well, we look forward to seeing that. What sort of strengths do you think you have as a driver?
I think my aggression, but my ability to analyze a lot of drivers comes forth. It's been a aspect of my driving ever since I've been racing karts. And I think while I'm working on it in this car, my braking has always been a strength. I've been pretty good in heavy braking zones, so once I get this car figured out, we'll see that as well.
So we'll see some good lunges from a fairway back then.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Jason, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was Jason Pribble racing for ADM. Interesting to hear about his story. He's getting ready, as you can probably hear the engines firing up as we're moments away from the start of the 3rd round of the GB3 Championship this year. We're here at Donington Park Grand Prix circuit. I've mentioned it a number of times, a great circuit to go racing. So let's hear a bit more about the circuit in a lot more detail with Lewis McGlade, and then we'll ride on board with that man, Jason Pribble.
So then to Donington Park on the Leicestershire-Derbyshire border. Of course, some of the most fantastic corners in British motorsport. Redgate, the run down the Craner curves, up through the old hairpin, overtaking opportunities at McLean's and Coppice, and that little back stretch down towards the Fogarty S, and then into the tight hairpin at the Melbourne hairpin. Of course, that final turn at Goddard's also is an excellent overtaking opportunity, back onto the Wheatcroft Straight and down towards turn 1 at Redgate. One of the most notable features around this circuit is, of course, the elevation over the 2.5 miles, around about 4 kilometres around the circuit. It sees 35.8 metres of elevation, most notably down at the old hairpin as we climb back up the hill around the 12 turns. So much great racing can happen here at Donington Park.
We start the lap of the Donington Park Grand Prix circuit completely flat out over the start-finish line, moving over to the left-hand side for turn 1 Redgate, braking using all of the track on the entry. Tip it in early, use the curb at the apex and watch out for track limits on exit. Your lap times will be deleting qualifying, and do that too many times in the race, you'll be expecting a penalty. Path of least resistance down Craner curves, a lot more undulation here than it looks like on the camera. To the left-hand side to open up the old hairpin, nip the curb on the apex, watch out for track limits again on the exit. Very fast, very committed corner there. Completely flat out now as we travel uphill towards Schwantz curve, which is just setting you up for the entrance of McLean's. right at the middle of the corner. The car goes light, and we're again watching out for track limits at the exit of the corner. All the apex curb on the left to open up coppice, curb in the middle, run the wall of death around the outside. Car goes light as the car goes over the crest at the exit. Flat out moving to the right hand side as we head towards the Fogarty S's now. A lot faster than it looks. Looks tight, but you can carry a lot of speed into here. Brake on the curb. First apex left, over the curb on the right. Watch out for track limits. Those curbs are very nasty if you hit them at the wrong angle. Final sector now, 2 hairpins remain. First down to Melbourne hairpin. Lock up ahead, but Jason here makes the apex nicely, gets a good exit, straight line towards the curb on the exit. Completely blind the final corner as we brake for Goddard's. Use the curb on the right-hand side to open up the apex. Tip it in early. Try not to lock that inside front wheel. Use the curb on the apex. Completely flat out to the curb at the exit for a lap of the Donington Park Grand Prix circuit in GB4.